It's championship weekend in the NFL, and here on NFL Now, the powers that be have asked me to pick the 5 best conference championship games of all time. When the leagues merged, the AFL and NFL in 1970, they came up with this game to determine who would go to the Super Bowl. And there's a lot to choose from. Going to do an honorable mention real quick before our top 5, and that's the 2013 game between the 49ers and Seahawks. What a contest that was. Of course, Seattle would win that game. But our number 5 game on our list, San Francisco, well, they lost that one too. Unfortunately, Jimmy Johnson and the Dallas Cowboys were too much for them on that day. But this game was great because it featured an up-and-coming team in the Dallas Cowboys versus the number 1 seeded San Francisco 49ers, who had won the Super Bowls in '88 and '89. They'd gone to the championship in 1990. They were the best team in the league. But the Cowboys were just a little too much. Steve Young did rally his team with this touchdown pass to Jerry Rice. But up 24-20 with a little over 3 minutes, the Cowboys got a 70-yard catch and run from Alvin Harper, which set up this touchdown to Kmart, Kelvin Martin, and they would go to Super Bowl 27 to beat the Buffalo Bills. Number 4 on our list, New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts. This game featured a big-time comeback. The Patriots got up early, got this lucky touchdown here. They were up 21-3, but Peyton Manning brought the Colts back. Now, this was the second meeting of Manning and Brady in AFC championship games. Manning lost the first one to Brady at Foxborough, but was able to win this game with this interception right here. The Colts defense bailed them out, and the Indianapolis Colts would go to Super Bowl 41 where they would beat the Chicago Bears. What a game that was. Number 3, you've seen it before, you've heard about it. This cemented John Elway's legend. The Drive, 1986 AFC Championship at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. The Broncos in the fourth quarter had to drive 98 yards, and they were able to do it, pushing the ball methodically down the field, getting third down conversions, taking advantage of John Elway's arm and mobility. There's a big completion to Mark Jackson, one of the 3 amigos. They got some good dump-offs to their running backs, including Steve Sewell right here, and were able to push the ball against a very good Cleveland defense. Ultimately, Elway would hit Mark Jackson in the end zone to tie it up. Rich Karlis would hit the game winner in overtime. And the Denver Broncos would advance to their second Super Bowl in Super Bowl 21, where they lost to the Giants. Number 2, speaking of those Giants, the Bill Parcells Giants, they not only beat the Broncos in 1986, but they went to the Super Bowl after the 90 season as well by virtue of beating the best team in the league, the 1990 San Francisco 49ers. This game was at Candlestick, and it was a bruiser. This is the best game I saw in my childhood. You can see the blood on the pants right there. Jeff Hostetler made clutch plays, showed toughness, filling in for the injured Phil Simms. And speaking of injuries, Joe Montana will get knocked out right here. He wouldn't play again until the end of the 1992 season. And unfortunately for the 49ers, Steve Young was not able to do it. Roger Craig's fumble landed right into Lawrence Taylor's hands. They got the game-winning field goal, and a field goal would decide the Super Bowl as well. Who doesn't remember wide right? And Bill Parcells' Giants would have their second Super Bowl ring in 5 seasons. And number 1 on our top 5 list of conference championship games, and arguably the greatest game in NFL history, the 1981 NFC Championship game. The 49ers and Cowboys. The 49ers exacting revenge on the Cowboys, who had broken their hearts in the early 70s. Joe Montana did not have his best game. Threw a couple interceptions, this one to Rady White, another one to Everson Walls. But he made the plays when he had to, because the Cowboys would go up 27-21 on this touchdown to Doug Cosby. And then Joe Montana would bring the 49ers right back down the field with the catch. They won 28-27, survived a late scare, and would win their first Super Bowl in Super Bowl 60.